Like I'm a I just had a conversation with somebody the other day. I said, I'm really like I'm a like with a W. Like I'm a
But define that though.
like I'm a
Tweets went out. I spoke to both of them on the phone. Those guys, they're brothers. Rose also recalled the first MMG video shoot where Meek, Wale, and himself all drove together in the same car. On Tuesday, Wale shouted out the currently incarcerated Meek Mill on his new song, MMG
Door Meek Mill Wale shit. Explain that story.
I'm in the studio one day. I don't really know Meek and Wale into it. Like, I'm a fan of it for real. I only see whatever Shy up on, and I'm only gonna see that part of it. So I might see something like, oh, Meek did something to Wale or something. He just was talking like, I hate that nigga. Son. We should do something to that nigga. Like, what you think of him? Woo. Just talking in general. I ain't gonna try to go into detail.
So Shy was like an enforcer. So like Wale is coming in.
Everybody to the Perfect Timing Podcast. My name is Perfect. Y'all in the Perfect Timing Podcast studios. Thank y'all for tuning in. Check this out. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast. And today we're going to be following up on episode 1 of P. Diddy History of Violence. So today is going to be P. Diddy History of Violence Part 2. And what I want to talk about today, let me bring up my, what I want to talk about today is media outlets have said that it's a possibility that the case is falling apart. Tell me what you guys think. Right, so we're gonna get right into it. I've been doing my research today. A lot of news been going around the interwebs talking about Young Miami, and we're gonna get into the Young Miami news, and we're gonna interweave it into this whole topic here because it's all linked to P. Diddy history of violence and whether or not P. Diddy will be charged with a federal RICO crime. So what I want to talk to you about today is I now notice media outlets have said is the P. Diddy case, non-case really, because it's not really a case, is the P. Diddy media circus frenzy spiraling out of what could be made into a criminal case. Let's go right to the article right here. So we're at media outlet here, Fair Use. And the media outlet is saying, case falling apart. Instagram model Jade Ramey denies all the claims. So that she was associated with Diddy in any malicious way. Now, this is the thing that I said to you when we presented our last story about P. Diddy. What I said to you was that, and one of the shorts that did a lot of views is that these raids were based on the lawsuits and the affidavits given in the civil suits. What a prosecutor said that I presented, and that video will be linked in the Diddy Do It playlist, said that if it were not for these civil lawsuits that require affidavits for people to come in and sit and take under oath and then sign that this is true, that this happened to me. That's what my last video said. Because people came in and swore and signed that this happened to me, that gave credence to Homeland Security and the feds to go and investigate P. Diddy for the things that people swore under oath and signed happened. This is why this is happening, ladies and gentlemen. So if those signed witness statements are fake or they haven't been borne out, because the thing about Little Rod's lawsuit and all the other all the lawsuits besides Cassie have not been settled. So you cannot take them as verbatim. The only lawsuit that got settled and paid out was Cassie. And simply because Puffy paid out Cassie's lawsuit, you can't insinuate that Puffy is guilty of what was in the lawsuit, right? But the media talking heads, so they can get clicks, are saying that because he paid Cassie and he wanted the lawsuit to go away. I believe he paid Cassie because he had a more important lawsuit. He had bigger fish to fry, i.e. Diageo, the liquor company, in his lawsuit. Pharrell and Diddy both had lawsuits against Diageo. And I figured that when you have, it's like fighting two wars on multiple fronts. Lawyers can be very expensive. So do you go full force at Cassie while you're going full force suing Diageo? No, he made a strategic decision to pay off Cassie and focused fully on Diageo, not knowing what was to come, because we are in the middle of a war, because Diageo is going to fire back, and they fire back with the Little Rod lawsuit and Meek Mill Gate. We're not going to go too much in the Meek Mill Gate on this one or the Little Rod lawsuit. What I want to talk to you about is whether or not the case holds weight and has any validity. Media outlets are now saying that the case is falling apart. Let me read you the article. Instagram model Jade Ramey, who was accused of being and working professionally for Lil Rod Jones and for Diddy in the Lil Rod lawsuit. There it is right there. There it is right there. That's what everything is based on, you guys. This Lil Rod lawsuit, this Lil Rod law, it was put together flawlessly. If you go back to Surviving R. Kelly and the documents put together for Surviving R. Kelly, if you go back to Surviving Bill Cosby and the second, what's it called? When Bill Cosby came in and he sat down to be disposed. Bill Cosby sat down to be disposed once, but 2 different documents came out. The actual document is not what the media posted. What the media posted, gang legs, grew life, and that's why Bill Cosby was charged and prosecuted. Similar tactics are being used against Puff Daddy with these allegations from the Lil Rod lawsuit that have garnered, that have become alive, like a demon witch spell. The Lil Rod lawsuit has legs. The Lil Rod lawsuit has legs. The Lil Rod lawsuit has legs. And it grew life and it manifested in a raid on Diddy house. But now that false house of cards is coming crumbling down. Personal Podcast with the Black. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell. What media outlets are saying today is that, number one, Young Miami has come out and said that she denies all claims in the Lil Rod lawsuit or any claims outside of her own word, because we don't have Young Miami's word. We don't have Jade's word. All we have is a no-name producer by the name of Lil Rod. That's all we have. P. Diddy denies it, and now the women in this case are denying what Lil Rod has claimed that he saw the women do. Both Young Miami, both Jade have been mentioned in this Lil Rod civil lawsuit. Both of the women have come out and denied the claims that Lil Rod made in the lawsuit. Is the P. Diddy Do It case falling apart right in front of our eyes? When people say Diddy hasn't been charged and people want to know why, this, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, is why Diddy hasn't been charged. Because they are unable to substantiate the claims of the Lil Rod civil suit and lawsuit beyond the word of Lil Rod. And who the hell is that? Back to the article. The article reads, yes, I dated someone. Dating someone doesn't directly correlate to any of the false allegations made. She continued, how fortunate we've entered a time where caring for someone or falling in love is worthy of scrutiny in court or public opinion. I do agree, ma'am. I do agree. Why is this even in public opinion? Whether or not Diddy's sexual choices, Meek Mill's sexual choices, why is it all public fodder? Lil Rod. When we talk about industry plants, who is this guy? Because it seemed like if we gonna talk about anybody being an industry plant, we gotta understand how and why he got here and who even gave him the chutzpah and the money to send out this lawsuit in the way that he did. Let's continue on with the article. Jade is saying simply because she was in an article with Puffy doesn't mean that anything that Lil Rod alleged was true. She added, we needed to be more conscious as a society when ridiculing people's lives and relationship merely for enjoyment. I agree, girl. I appreciate everyone's kind messages and support during this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, just to continue with this same argument of whether or not the P. Diddy Do It case, is it actually going away? Let's see. Let's go to Young Miami. Because Young Miami's all over the internet trending today because everybody seems to be coming out denying the claims of Little Rod. And who the hell is Little Rod? So let's go to Young Miami. Let's clear it up. Because Young Miami is saying the same thing, that Little Rod don't know what the hell he's talking about. Right?
No wonder the City Girls broke up. Looks like Young Miami was just named in some court documents, and get this, they are calling her a sex worker and also another drug mule for Diddy. Now I hope that little drinking game she has on Amazon is still selling because musically, she's done. Now in some leaked court documents, it mentions Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure the wiring funds transfer or cash payments to the sex workers. Frankie Santella, Moy Bond, Brendan Paul, and KK would also be responsible for ensuring payment to those workers in cash. Young Miami, Jay, and Daphne Joy were paid monthly fees to work as Mr. Combs' workers and receive payment via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendants' ongoing criminal operation. Now, it's no wonder why 50 Cent hates Diddy so damn much. He got 50 Cent baby mama being a damn worker. Now, if y'all know, man, Daphne Joy is 50 Cent's baby mama, who he's got his last son with, Sire. That's the reason why 50 keep throwing damn shots at Diddy. Dude is pissed. Man. Now, this is crazy, man, right here in black and white. Now, we already knew that Young Miami was on the ratchet side, but it looks like, man, she was a professional worker, and not only was she enjoying getting pissed on, she was apparently doing it with a whole lot of people. According to these.
That was YouTuber Lionel B. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Lionel B. Now, that was going back to the initial filing from Young Rod and what the actual document said. So I had to give props to Lionel B because I like to give receipts and go back to what context and go back to what the actual documents allege. Now, let's go to Young Miami, who is saying today that these claims are all false. So we got one person in the document claiming that they're all false. So it seems like all of the women named by Little Rod and the feds haven't been able to substantiate any of the claims. Or I believe if these young ladies had already said that what Little Rod alleged was true, that Diddy and his sons would be in custody right now. Let's go to Young Miami right now and see what Young Miami has to say about Little Rod's claims. You go right there. Beautiful young lady. Young Miami says she's not a professional. Rapper Young Miami denied being a professional after she was named in a lawsuit filed by Rodney Little Rod Jones. How many times do I got to say it? I think I'm the only one putting this out there. I think I'm the only one putting this out there. Diddy would not have gotten raided. These allegations would not have grown to the level that they have grown to without the Little Rod lawsuit. I believe my next episode, episode 3, we got to go into who is Little Rod. Let's keep going in this. I mean, for real. I mean, come on, who is Little Rod, man? He only was around Diddy for a matter of months, and he's been able to bring down the entire, Little Rod, who was around Diddy for a matter of months, has been able to bring down the Bad Boy Empire, and he is the initiator of Meek Mill Gate. It was Little Rod's innuendos and his lawsuit that caused Meek Mill Gate and all of the Meek Mill slander that I believe is illegal. I believe Meek Mill has been an internet bully, and the way he's been treated is illegal, and it all stems from the Little Rod allegations. Meek Mill, I don't think Little Rod has any money, but whoever is behind Little Rod, I believe, Meek Mill, you have recourse when it comes to Little Rod, and I would say you too, Young Miami. Let's go back to the article. All right, the article reads that on Instagram, 50 Cent shared a video of Young Miami interview with Jason Lee where she referred to herself as a professional. Now, that's very damning. Now, you saw that in the intro. I'm going to play that for you again. You saw that in the intro. That is very damning testimony where 50 Cent, I don't know why he's according to what we just saw, 50 Cent has interjected himself into this beef because his baby mama Daphne has also been linked to P. Diddy and the freak offs. So let's go take a look at what 50 Cent shared. Let's take a look at what 50 Cent shared.
I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I said, I'm really, like, I'm more like with a W. Like, I'm on.
But define that though.
So that's pretty damning evidence. But Young Miami has a reply to this video and has a reply to 50 Cent, Lil Rod, and HLS prosecutors. Let's go to Young Miami's reply because I think it's worthy of getting the context of a podcast. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do. I do podcasts. So it's worthy of giving her the opportunity to give some context because like Charleston White, Young Miami is a character and that was a professionally paid podcast that the character Young Miami was appearing on. So let's hear her rebuttal to the video you just saw that was shared by 50 Cent as an antagonist in this whole P. Diddy history of violence, Diddy do it saga. So let's read what Young Miami said in response to 50 Cent posting that video. Young Miami 305 said, I think this got taken out of context. It's a slur. What's up is something my friend and cousin always said to me. It's a slang that we said to each other. That's what I was trying to explain to Jason. Jason was supposed to get it. And I was trying to say, I'm not a professional. I never sold my body a day in my life. I hate how this is getting spun. Those are the words of Young Miami 305. I'm going to say it one more time. I am not a professional. I never sold my body a day in my life. And I hate how this is getting spun. I got to give your props, Young Miami, and we need to respect her words. Young Miami is denying all claims of being a professional. Young Miami is denying everything being said about her in the Little Rod lawsuit. Jade Ramey, who was also, do I have a picture of Jade here? Jade, who was also called out in the Little Rod lawsuit, has also gone on record today and said that she is not part of, here she is here. Here she is here. Jade Ramey has gone on record saying that she is not a professional either. And she has also denied the claims in the Little Rod lawsuit. So today's video is asking you, the listener and watcher, has the Diddy Do It saga come to an end? Because a lot of you don't understand how and why this happened. It's happened because of the Little Rod lawsuit. But why hasn't Diddy and his children been arrested? Because they have been unable to substantiate the claims made by Little Rod beyond Little Rod. You need the women. You need the women to come forth and say, this is what happened to me, in the same way Little Rod did, in the same way that Cassie did. So Gene Dillard said that Cassie will testify. I believe if Cassie was in the position and ability after receiving $30 million to testify against Diddy in the criminal case, she would have already given and been deposed, right? She would have given her statement and been deposed. So I believe Cassie is out of it. So without Cassie, what do you have? I believe you have a house of cards that is falling down, and that Sean Puffy P. Diddy Love Combs is innocent until proven guilty. But what's more important is that who is Little Rod and how it is Little Rod's allegations that Little Rod's lawsuit has not been paid. Little Rod's lawsuit has not been held up by a judge and a jury to say this is true and honest, and Little Rod is owed recompense. Little Rod has not been given a decision by a court that says Diddy need to pay Little Rod because the things Little Rod alleged are true. So we're still dealing with allegations of a person that you've never heard of, and not the women. Think about how deep this is. A billionaire's home was raided because an industry plant that we've never heard of that worked on one album and not every song on the album made allegations that have not been 1000% borne out by our criminal justice system. I need everybody to understand the complexity of what I'm presenting to you today. I said to you in my last video that an FBI agent said the reason you have these raids is because with these civil lawsuits, people go in and they swear under oath and they sign affidavits that this is what happened to me. So because Little Rod, who is a nobody, not to insult him, is someone that we don't even know, never heard his music, don't know why he was around P. Diddy. Little Rod has been the reason that Diddy's homes was raided by Homeland Security on multiple coasts, the catalyst for Meek Millgate, and no one knows who he is. The individuals called out in the lawsuit now, one by one, are all coming out to refute the claims of this nobody. Y'all let me know in the chat. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Is Diddy Do It House of Cards falling down? Y'all let me know in the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. First Time Podcast with the Blast.